Welcome back to the channel, and Merry Christmas to everyone. This is the week before Christmas, and the days are really short. Don't get to fish nearly as much as what we'd want to, just because it gets dark and it's cold. But we were able to get out there today on Saturday. We went yesterday and we got some footage. None of it's actually in this video. It was really windy and it was swirling. It was coming from every which direction, so it wasn't probably wasn't as good a footage. I haven't actually looked at it yet, but I probably, with Christmas coming up, won't fish any this week, so I'll check that footage and see if it's going to be worth getting out there, and if it is, then you'll have a video for next week. I may go fishing Saturday, I don't know, we'll see what happens, but definitely not going to be fishing on Christmas Eve. And if Christmas Eve is on Friday, I think Christmas is on Friday, so whatever it is, I haven't looked at it yet. I've just been so busy, but with whatever it is, I just missed one there, as you see. But we'll get into talking about what's going on with these fish here. Water temperature, you can see, is 44 degrees, and this is Green River Lake, so we had quite a bit of rain, I think, earlier in the week, and it caused the lake to come up. So the Corps of Engineers, they've opened it up, and they were pulling the lake pretty hard Friday and Saturday. The video you're watching is Saturday's footage. So they were pulling the lake pretty hard, and me personally, I felt like that may have caused these fish to have been a little bit more finicky. I got that one there. But you seen the other one, it kind of come up and looked at it, and I think if it didn't get edited out, I had several shots of where some looked like bigger signatures, bigger fish, come up and come to the bait, but I could not get them to commit. But this here is a massive pile of fish, and you'll see here in just a little bit, I get a little bit better angle on it. It was still pretty windy today whenever I first got out there, and then later in the video the wind isn't nearly as bad. But there's several fish under here. Didn't get a whole bunch of them to bite, but did get a few to bite. I was primarily getting bit on the Bobby Garland Lowe Outlaw Special. It's a chartreuse bait, and I'll go ahead and let you in on a little, I guess, something I found out today, and it was just specific to today, because normally I'll run that Outlaw Special. I like to use it on a chartreuse head, and I pitched with it on a chartreuse head, and that was the intro where the fish catch where you actually saw me. That was me pitching, and I was using that. But this video here, or this clip here, and what you'd seen before, is where I'm dropping down here, and I'm either using the Outlaw Special in this clip, or I'm using the Crystal. I believe by now I've already switched to the Outlaw Special, not for sure, one of the two. Or actually, no, I take that back. I think in this clip I was using a salt and pepper crappie magnet with a Berkeley Gulp bite is what I was using, and I dropped down and caught a fish there pretty quick. Or no, I dropped down, then I picked it back up, and I pitched right here, and you can see, because there's no egg sinker there, you can actually see that I seen that I had all these here, so I just pitched to them. But so when you see the egg sinker for most of these clips, it's going to be and right here I'm casting, but with most of the clips where you see the egg sinker, that's going to be with the 10-foot Jenko hypersense. I got a 1/2 ounce egg sinker, and then a 1/16 ounce jig head, and it's either going to be lead colored. Well, all of them on the egg sinker are going to be lead colored, and then you can see there it showed up real good with that Outlaw Special. But with the wind and everything, and I'll be honest with you, I've been pitching at them for the last couple weeks and had more success than just vertical jigging. But when the wind gets up like that, sometimes it's even hard to cast the 16th and 1/32 ounce jig heads in the wind. So That's why I switched to the vertical jig. Also, and I thought it was going to be the ticket. I switched up to my 13-foot rod with the 1/2 ounce egg sinker and I had an 1/8 ounce jig head, and I actually went with the Jenko Dirty Milk or whatever it's a monkey milk color, but whatever they call it, I think they call it Dirty Milk. A 3-inch, and like the first 3 drops, I had fish come up and smoke it, and then they just kind of quit. So I don't know what happened with that, but it ended up what I got bit on best was a lead head with the Outlaw Special, is what ended up seemed like I was getting bit the best with. There you see, I actually made a cast to them. Sometimes I'll, just depending on how far away I'm having to go, I'll either cast or pitch. The wind had died down a little bit there. It's still moving. You can see the waves coming in, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it was earlier in the day. Of course, one of the reasons the reason why you don't get to hear a lot of audio in my videos is because when I'm out there crappie fishing, especially by myself, I enjoy listening to the radio. So I'll have that jamming, and YouTube has politely let me know that there's a crappie, or not a crappie, a copyright infringement, and there was one. It went in the box. So when I listen to the radio, I don't get to use my audio. Sometimes especially on the days where you're really having to grind it out, it's cool to just turn the radio on and listen to it. So that's that. But here, I think we're on I believe it's that same tree. It may be a different tree. No, I think this one here is a different tree. Yeah, they're very similar structure. What it is it's not like a brush pile. What this is this is old timber and big timber that has fallen down in the lake. So you don't get hung up on it as much as like you would, a man-made brush pile or like a Christmas tree that's sunk. This here, and you can see, because I mean we're talking 30 feet, and there we plucked that fish off there. He'll go in the box. But you can see almost 10 feet behind the boat, and then 30 feet out, and that's stretching all of that. So I mean that's a good size timber, and those fish were just stacked to it. But just getting them to bite, which a lot of those are smaller, but getting them to bite was a little bit harder. It was definitely a little bit tougher than what I would have liked, but we're planning on having a fish fry, so it was important to try to get those fish and be able to get. We have a 9-inch limit here, so I was able to scratch out 20 fish, all over 9 inches, and probably had about half of them were well over 9, over into the 10 range, but the didn't have very, probably, I don't know if I had any 11 inchers. I definitely didn't have any 12 inchers, so I don't necessarily know where those fish have went, but I'm not getting on the water as much as I'd like. And here we go. Get one comes from deeper, a little bit better fish, but come from deeper. And the reason why you don't see as much of the fish, just because the way that the Livescope is turned, and then the way that it is, and there I actually cast. You might have to back it up if you want to see it. You'll see the bait at the end, and I plucked that off. But that was why you had like a different view on it, was because it was a cast. And here I'm dropping down, and what's happened is you see my egg sinker moved, which it's a 1/2 ounce, so it's going a lot faster than that. There's the 1/16 ounce, but I was able to, the way that thing kind of pendulums down, I've noticed sometimes that when you have that 1/16 ounce head, it's just kind of floating like that. Sometimes it entices them to, when it gets right to the, to the end of the leader, or to the, and there I pitched, but when it gets down to the end of it, you're able to stop that and just come up with it just a hair. For whatever reason, sometimes if you just hold it still, they don't really want it, but if you'll bring it kind of away from them, that it entices them to get the bite. There, we plucked one off pitching. I think I got another one here. This one here is some old timber, and it was actually, you can see the end of it out of the water, up on the bank, and I pitched. But these were small fish. These weren't. I don't think either the last one or this one went into the box. Oh, missed it. But like whenever you miss it, you don't have to just automatically reel up. See, I was able to fall back down and coax this one in, and it might have went in. It would have been close, but it wasn't, definitely not, you know, like a prize fish or anything you'd be real excited about. Just when you're hungry or your mom's wanting to have a fish fry, those legal fish, hey, they eat, and they eat really good. You'll never know the difference. Here, what we've got here, this is actually a tree that's, you know, just, it's in, you know, 31, 35 foot of water, but it comes all the way up to the top, and it's kind of out in the middle of the lake. I would be pretty worried. Let's see if I can't remember if I catch this one or not. He comes up there. You may just smell it. Oh, he committed to it. But this tree it's out in the middle of the lake. I just found it. I was actually pulling cranks one day and got it on the side imaging. So I pitched on it. I had one pretty good hookup, which I don't think I had it on camera, but it was so high in the water column, it was so shallow that you really couldn't get much out of it. So I had to trim it, but that one there is definitely going in the box. And so I had to trim it to make room, because YouTube only allows, I think, 15 minutes. So I had to trim some stuff out. But guys, definitely thanks for watching. Thanks to all of y'all for subscribing. We're, at the time that I'm doing this, we're at 199. Of course, the magic number we want to get to is 1,000. So we are 801 away from it. Couldn't do it without all of y'all watching and subscribing. I think the likes play into the algorithm, so definitely, if you're watching it, hit that like button. I sure do appreciate it. Tell your friends to subscribe. The more action we can get on this, the more subscribers. We definitely want to, especially as the days get longer, bring you more content, and looking to do some different stuff come spring. And that last fish, that was 18, so that was 19, so we're fishing for 20 here. But definitely want to bring y'all some more content, some river fishing, and maybe definitely traveling to some different lakes. But all of y'all's likes and subscribes, that definitely helps. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Thank y'all for watching.